Welcome to another exciting episode of Black and White. I'm happy to have you on here. Today we'll be talking about something that has helped me greatly personally, and it has brought a sustainability to what I do, and it's the power of habits and habit stacking. Discipline is easier when they are ingrained in habits. Discipline is easier because the best way to create a disciplined path is to remove the decision-making aspect of it. And the way to remove decision-making aspect of it is by ingraining it in our habits, or putting it into our habits. Two books I will recommend for power of habits, because they give to habit stacking, is because they give a lot of information about that. Is number one, the power of habits, and number two is atomic habits. The power of habits and atomic habits. These books will help you in understanding that habits are very crucial. They're very crucial to success journey. You don't have to decide to be successful every day. You don't have to decide to be disciplined every day. You can create a habit loop that is designed for your success. You can create a systematic structure of becoming a disciplined person. Your life today is not a mystery. It is the visible result of what you repeatedly do. We are where we are by our choices. Either the choices we make directly or indirectly, or the choices we allow our environment to make for us. We are where we are because of those choices. Habits are not small things. They are quiet, powerful things that shape our life. For example, I'm not sure the last time you decided whether to wear the right leg of your trouser first or your left leg, because it's habitual. I'm not sure you decided whether to brush first or to have your bath. It's because it's habitual. So we can create habits that design us for success, that help us drive more towards success. So what are habits? They are repeated behavioral patterns that becomes automatic. If you know how to drive now, when you started driving, there were a lot of information you were processing. A lot of information about the front, the back, the side mirrors, the rear mirror, and the different parts of the cars. But over time, you start the car without even thinking about it. You drive and you are talking. That's what habit does, because you have done it over time. Small repeated behaviors that become automatic. You don't debate it. You don't negotiate with it. You just do it because it's what's habitual. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the levels of your habits. If your habit creates a system for you to read, reading every day is an habit. Once it becomes an habit, growing every day is definitely an habit. But if you have to decide today that, okay, I need to read today, I'm free today, I need to read, there is always a loop. What habit does is that it breaks the chain of decision making, and decision making involves understanding the pros or the cons. But once it's habitual, that is already decided that you are going to do it after this. For example, for many people, they have their bath after brushing. For some, they brush after bathing. But it has become habitual for each person. Some wear their left hand first before their right hand. That's what habit does. Why habit is so powerful is because of the power of compounding. In reading Warren Buffett, I got to read and learn a lot about the power of compounding. How that until he was 60 to 80, he made the most money, and he started at, I think, 9 or 11, if I remember correctly. So 50 plus years of investing, the compound effects started getting to him after his 60th. So that's where I got introduced to this subject of compounding. And habit is something that helps you in compounding, because 1% improvement daily doesn't look so much. But until months, years have passed, then you now realize that, wow, I've grown so much. Small habits don't change your life overnight. They change the direction of your life. You can be going in the wrong direction, but the U-turn you make might just be 1%. And you keep making 1%, you keep making, even if it's 0.5, but you're consistent in the percentage you add to your life every day, every week, every month. After a couple of years, you realize that you have grown so much. You have grown so much. One hidden truth about motivation is that motivation is not reliable. It's good, but it's not reliable. That's why I don't like to motivate people. When I explain things, I try to find a way to make it structural, things that you can add to it. Motivation is not reliable. Discipline is dependable. You can depend on discipline because you have put it into your habit. For example, in habits, I think in Habits Loop or in Power of Habits, they explain how that for you to do more exercises daily, if you prepared the night before, you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to, and if you prepare the night before, that's the discipline part you can take. Also, talked about reading after brushing. So if you understand your habits, I'll still talk about power of habit stacking. But if you understand your habits, you can add more to it, right? For example, I wake up now, and I know that once I wake up, I have to pray. I have tied waking up to prayer. Now, once I pray, I have to freshen up for the day. Once I freshen up for the day, I have to read. Tying things to things is the way you can reduce the barrier of entry to the barest minimum. So it becomes instinctive to do those things because we have ingrained it to our personal daily life. So your identity is shaped by habits, and every habit casts a vote to the kind of person you are becoming. When you read daily, you become a great reader and a great learner. When you train consistently, you become more disciplined. It's just like going to the gym. You can go to the gym, and after 1 week, you want to be someone that has gone for 10 years. The results will be far apart. Now we can talk about habit stacking. Habit stacking, like I've mentioned, it means attaching a new habit to an existing one. One thing habit stacking has helped me to do is to reduce bad habits and replace them with good habits. There's this theory, there's this law that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but transformed from one to another. That's the same thing with habits. You can't destroy an habit, no matter how good or bad it is. You can only transform it to another habit. So instead of doing certain things, put another trigger. There is a routine, there is a loop for habits in one of the books. I can't remember which one exactly. It is cue, routine, reward. They used it in discovering habits. They use a mouse where once the mouse hears a sound, it goes to the food. But initially, it started scratching around the walls. That's what the first phase of driving, for example, is. When you are new to the process, it looks very difficult. It looks very, very strange because you are just learning the new ropes of it. But after a few trials here and there, you get to do what? You get to be very consistent at it. Cue, routine, reward. So if you have a cue that once I brush my teeth, the next thing for me is to take a walk. That's the routine. Then the reward is the satisfaction you get after doing it. Or if you have a reward system for maybe taking a coffee, taking your coffee, taking tea, or whatever it is, instead of thinking, where do I start? Habit tracking is thinking, after what do I start? After I wake up, I pray or I reflect. After I brush my teeth, I read a book. The way to build habits is to look for one thing that you do every day and attach a new thing to it. I hope that does make sense. You're not creating a new routine, you are upgrading the existing one. And you find out that after you have upgraded, you can upgrade again, you can upgrade again, you can upgrade again. And you're doing 5, 6, 7 things just because you brush your teeth. After brushing your teeth, you can choose, okay, I want to read 2 pages of a book. After that, you can decide that, okay, you want to take a walk. You can decide that you want to walk to school. You can decide. So structure beats motivation every time. That's what habit tracking does. So you need to find out, you see that self-discovery is important, because for you to discover yourself, you need to know, this is what I do, this is what my daily routine for now looks like. How can I improve? You start to start small and stay consistent at it. Is very crucial in habit tracking. You start from where you are. The goal is not intensity. It becomes wearisome and you become tired easily when you have to work for 10 hours every day. You have to work for 20 hours every day on just building your habits. It becomes wearisome. So it's inconsistency. Choosing that I'm going to do this extra thing much better. Reading 3 to 5 to 10 pages a day is consistent than choosing to read 50 pages in 1 week just on Saturday. Because you find out that doing that last thing, you need 2-3 hours. And that 2-3 hours, before you get, people's attention span is between 30 to 45 minutes. I read somewhere. So if your attention span is not as long as 3 hours, why try to build a habit loop or a habit of doing something that takes that long time? So why not break it down? Why not break it down to the smallest things? Small habits feeling insignificant, but insignificant habits done consistently become unstoppable. So habits don't lie. They expose your priorities. They don't lie. If you spend time not doing productive things, it's a pointer. Your habits shows what your priorities are. If you choose to, if you say growth matters, but you never read, your habit will tell you. If you say you want to become better at drumming, for example, I want to become better, I want to learn how to drum, but I never practiced. I don't know how to drum because I have not practiced it. I've not built a way around reducing the barrier of entry. Clarity is powerful, and I'm not trying to condemn you by telling you that if you say you want to read and you're not reading, you are bad. No, you're just understanding that this is an area I can work on and actually working on it. How do you work on it? Putting it into an habit. If you have a class, if you are going to class, for example, and you decide that, okay, after every class, your personal development book, you can read 1 page or 2 pages. It helps you because it's something that happens and you can do. You can create a system around that. The way to grow sustainably is to create a system around what you do. It's about taking ownership. Don't believe that you are stuck. You are just patterned. Everybody is patterned. So you're either patterned for failure or you're patterned for success. And you can design or create your pattern. That's what habit helps you to do. Patterns can be changed. Patterns can be evolved. Patterns can be developed. If you change the habit, you change the routine, you change the result. It's as simple as that. Don't try to change the results at the end. Change the habit. The habit will change the routine will change the results. Do you understand? Change the habit, change the routine, change the results. Your future is not waiting for a miracle, it's waiting for your consistency. The future version of you that will be great is out of what you do consistently. Sincerely. I'm not scared. Like I don't know tomorrow. Of course, I have faith in God, but I'm not scared of the level of success I will achieve because I am consistent and intentional about what I'm doing right now. I'm intentional about it. I'm intentional about the kind of books I'm reading now. I'm intentional about the people I'm relating with now. I'm intentional about building quality relationships across different areas of life, with a professor, with a lecturer, with a doctor, with a military personnel, with police. I'm intentional about those things. So in 5-10 years, when these relationships are budded and they are very fruitful, to many, it will be like, where has it always been? But it's not about where it has always been. It's about what I've been applying and what I'm applying now. That's why black and white for me is a way to share my mindset. Because if I share my mindset and the mindset I've learned of people can achieve success. Success is not something that is estranged. We don't just know the path to it. We're making decisions that don't lead us to habits. So for the next week or the next month, they say you learn a habit in 27 days. So for the next 27 days, find out one thing you can attach. Is it reading a book? Is it learning? Is it listening to a video on whatever skill you want to learn? Find out one habit you can improve upon. Do something, attach it to something you already do. Make it small, make it daily, track it and practice it. And then in 27 days, I hope to hear good news from you in the comment section. Thank you for listening to this episode of Black and White. We are practicing or teaching truths that help you grow daily. I hope to see you on the next one. Thank you.